Jamie, from your experience as a senior pastor, why is it that Christians are so willing to speak into someone's life when it involves help, but it's much harder to speak of words of encouragement?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think what you're asking is that there's times when people, have no problem giving a lot of advice or fixing type things or what have you into people's lives, but just the general encouragement or even vision, they have trouble doing at times. And I think that's an interesting point. I find that a lot of Christians today tend to be relatively black and white people, which we would get because the scriptures tend to be truth and untruth. And they also tend to be very much the kind of people that want to help other people because we're called to serve. But sometimes the danger in that, and here's the real key, is that we can fall into fixing mode with those around us. In other words, we treat other people as we would problems or entities in the more tangible areas of our lives. So we treat people like computers, or we treat people like a business problem, or we treat people like something that we just want to fix in our lives, and we forget that people aren't any of those. People are organic beings that aren't to be fixed. They're to be cared for and nurtured, and that's what relationships are all about. I remember years ago reading Eugene Peterson in one of his books, and he said that he remembers in the 1950s when culture and language transitioned to referring to people as products and referring to people as resources. And we started to use business terms to refer to people. And the reality is people are none of that. They are organic beings made in the image of God. Therefore, when you think about it, the fuel that these organic beings need are not to be fixed, because Christ has already forgiven us and He's chipping away at our lives. We are people who need vision and encouragement to keep on keeping on in our lives. Last thought, I know that many people that I rub shoulders with, I in fact had somebody say this to me this week, they know the solutions to the problems that they're struggling with. They actually don't need advice from me, though some do. Most people know what they need to do. What they need is bolstering and encouragement and vision of what their lives can be as they follow Christ. And so that's why we talk today about the fact that when we speak from a new heart, vision and encouragement into the lives of those around us.
Thank you, Jamie.